I'm passing the hot potato on to you because nobody else wants to summarize all of this. I'm not going to talk for a long time. I would just like to say that obviously this has been a fabulous experience. We've all been speaking yesterday in the room next door today. We're all intermixed. And I just want to highlight 2 points. The first one is linked to the more statistic aspect regionally. When we look at the work that we've done and the work we're doing at ESPON in this project, is moving towards facilitating the quantitative analysis tools. Yesterday we were complaining over lunch that it's 2022 and we still don't know what's happened with the accounts from each region. So any initiative of this type that helps us to find out more, have better knowledge about regional statistics is going to be really welcome. And there's colleagues who've got more influence than we do. Because they're closer to Eurostat, and so let's see if we can manage to pressure Eurostat a little bit more to get the territorial dimension included and more heavily weighted, so that statistics institutes are more interested in updating them a little more speedily. So let's lobby a little bit and see if we can change things. Yeah, we're giving our tuppence halfpenny our opinions there, but in terms of public and private institutions, it would be useful for all of us. The second point I'd like to make is more to do with our specialization, our general specialization, which is assessing the economic environment, the perspectives, which is really what's happened and what's going to happen in the next few years. So there that we've got different vision, different outlooks of what might happen with inflation. This is bound to correct itself in the end. I absolutely agree with what we said at the end of our last council meeting. So that everything will still be here when we've got through all of this. I want to been reminded now where you were just finishing. I've been reminded that at the beginning of the year 2000 in the United States, when said that ITC is everywhere, but you can't see it in national accounts. But the same's happening for me with the Next Generation funds, to be honest. That Next Generation's everywhere. It's in all the reports, but I just can't really see in the accounts. I can't see where they're having an effect in the different regions. So it leads me to think that, firstly, if really these funds have had or are going to have a differential impact, if the EDF asked for an evaluation of the Next Generation funds to every region, if they were all asked to produce a report on the impact that these funds have had, if we all had to produce that. The problem is that really the Next Generation funds have represented an increase in spending, in public spending, public and private investment, incrementally. They're going to have an effect, or they have had an effect of economic growth, or if their only effect it is in financial accounts. We have to do a series of things. We have to do a series of spending. So if we didn't have the Next Generation funds, we'd have to finance them, each of us separately. Each administration would have to find the money from somewhere. Get their own taxes or their own debt. So what happens is that they've issued bonds and we've got European debt. That if these next generation funds are going to have an impact on the real economy, or are we really just kind of healing these economic wounds? The data that there is for 2022 and the next generation, we can't see next generation anywhere, maybe because they haven't had an effect in the real economy. Maybe it's just an adjustment of the accounts, or maybe, and I really hope it's this, it's because we haven't started seeing it yet because there's been a lot of problems with this program that maybe it hasn't trickled through yet. We can't see those results. So, maybe we'll see if those funds being spent properly in the next 2 or 3 years, and we'll start to see them appearing on paper. So maybe we're going to have a positive surprise, not in terms of inflation, but in terms of economic growth. So please remember to fill in the physical and the online poll. Please fill in the surveys that Nicolas mentioned this morning. It's been a real pleasure to have you here. And I hope that we can see each other in future occasions. Remember that you need, if you connect to the Wi-Fi, you can get the app on your phone. Yeah. So you've got the Wi-Fi codes there. If you could just put the Wi-Fi code on the screen so everyone can see the password, that would be great. I appreciate we've had some connection problems. Can we put the slide on, please, with the QR? I think the QR is inside your folders. All right, so you can use your phone on this QR code, and it will take you through that. So if you can just before we pass over to Tascongoni, then you can just be answering that survey. Nicolas has asked me to take charge of this mission, but it says it's very important that we fill in the survey. So please, could you do that? Whilst you do that, I'd like to just look at a couple of questions. I think it's been a very interesting session with lots of different thoughts and opinions from the private sector, from regional sections, from the European section. From the point of view of the objective, the goal of the project, which was to see the interregional flows and propose policy on our territorial level, I think we've met that objective. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. I mean, we've done all of this, everything we've been telling you about today, we've done in the last 2 years, and hardly the easiest 2 years as well. So it's been a mega effort for the members of the team. One of the key points Thomas mentioned in the first presentation today, I'd like to just mention it again. The territorial decision makers need to not only think about the nodes, but the connections between them. Yeah, we need to think about the data that's been generated in this project and generate scenarios. I've got nothing much more to say. So if you could just put that for our website here, if you could just put that up, that would be great. And this website, and this website, you've got access to all the data that we've talked about these last couple of days. Here we've got trade of goods. We're looking at country and region figures. Yeah, all really important in this project, and we're really happy with the results. So you can you can use these statistics by choosing an origin and a destination, and you can see all these connections, all the different flows that are available. And the same with scenarios. This information is accessible here. We can look at the aggression in Ukraine. So we can look at these particular scenarios. So everything that we've talked about here. So we've got the European map of the impacts, yeah? Impacts on jobs. And so thank you so much for coming. Thank you for the panel members and our members and the representatives from the different institutions that have come. And big thanks to the government of Navarre for putting this event on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Javier.